Hi, everybody. Please join us for this interesting session in our conversation with Renedy Singh. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in. Let me now connect to Renedy and include him in our conversation. I hope you all are doing well, and I'm looking forward to getting insight and inspiration from Renedy on his journey and training people, the youth in Manipur. Thanks for joining in. One second while I connect him. Hi. Hi, Aarti. I don't know why I'm not being able to connect him. I'm just going to try again. There he's come. Yeah, so I managed to add Renedy in. Sorry, it gets a little tricky sometimes to do Instagram live. So he's going to join us soon. Hi, Renedy.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Oops. Okay, we're going to send him another invite. Meanwhile, please stay on while I do so. He's back on.
I'm back.
Hi.
I can't.
You're back on. Good. It
Okay.
takes a while to get used to it.
Can you send
Yeah, I can
request?
see you.
I have sent a request.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, but
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah. Okay. 1 second.
How's everybody doing in lockdown? Keeping yourselves busy? What are you doing for exercise? Hi, Gia. I can see you've logged on.
Yeah, but I don't know why it's. I'm not very good with.
Now we're back. Now we're back on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How are things? How's the situation in Impal?
Situation. It's really bad, and the cases are still going high. And I think in mainland, in the big cities, I think it has come down a lot. But in northeast, and especially in Manipur, it's not great. But we have to survive. We have to follow the advice of the doctors. Yeah.
Okay, just one quick question. How do you during lockdown? How do you, as a professional athlete, keep how do you keep fit? What do you do? I mean, do you get to go to a gym?
So now, yeah, there is no, I don't have a gym at home. So what
Oh.
I try and do every day is I run for 30, 40 minutes every single day.
Hmm.
That's the only thing I can do. I can't even go out to the football ground and play. No, for
Hmm.
last 2 months I haven't gone out at all. So whatever I can do at home, core and back strengthening, and try and run every single day. And that's what I've been doing every day, trying to keep myself fit and reading a lot of football books. And this is what I do every single day. And it's really sad, but we cannot do anything, And
Yeah,
the
I know it's
pandemic is
really very
such.
tough. I really feel for young children, because they can't even comprehend the situation.
Yeah.
They're being all stuck at home and things like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just telling the audience, saying the audience that you're going to join us, and you are a big
But but
inspiration to
but
young.
I haven't done Instagram live. This is my first time, but I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
see myself here, and I don't know if you guys can see me properly.
Yeah, we can see you. We can see you very well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's fine. I don't need to see
Yeah,
myself.
we
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
you very well. Yeah.
yeah.
And we can see you, we can see you very clearly. So I
Okay,
was,
okay.
yeah, I was telling, I was telling the audience that you become an inspiration to a lot of young athletes now. Yeah, and everybody
Okay.
looks up to you. How does that feel? I mean, when people look up to you as a sports person, and they inspiration, because a lot of things have changed since the time when from the time that you were the captain. That was in the late
Uh,
90s.
yeah, I started playing football when I was 7 or 8. My father and his friends. He used to run a football club, a local club here, and that's how I got interested, in football, because on the weekend and on the holidays I try and follow. I try and follow
On
my
holidays, you used to
father's
play.
team. On holiday, or not on, I play every day with my father. When I was 7 or 8, I don't go out in the football ground, but I play in our backyard. As my father himself was a footballer, so I used to try and play in our backyard every day. But I try and follow my father's team. He and his friend, they used to run a team. So I follow whenever they play a match. I follow them because 7 or 8 or 9, yeah. So and that's how I got interested in playing football. But in those days, playing football, yeah, you cannot do much. But then I was still following them, and from our club, small club from this village called Sekmai, and from that team, two of the player, they played for the international team. They played for the Indian team, and those guys, Kiran Kongsai and Balin Singh, they are the one who make us believe that we, a player from Manipur, can also play in the international level. So that's how I started, playing. And when I was 11, I got selected for Tata Football Academy. Tata Football
Mm.
Academy was the only academy in India, and it was based in Jamshedpur, and I stayed there for 6.5 years. But how I got selected was when we went to play under 12 tournament All India in Calcutta, and there were about so many players, under 12 players from all over India, and Manipur. We played final against Bengal, and from there we got selected. About nine of us, I think, from India, and we got selected for Sports Authority of India. And the selector, all the stalwarts, PK Banerjee, Chuni Goswami, in those days, all the Olympians were selected, and we were 11-year-old kid. And and there was one guy who had changed the Indian football called Ranjan Chaudhary. He was the coach of Tata Football Academy. He came as a selector, and that's how I got selected uh, in Tata Football Academy. And again, when after you got selected in Sports Authority of India, we went for a trial again for TFA, and there were 700, 800 kids. And from there, Tata Football Academy selected only 9 players. And I was so lucky to be in that 9 player, and Tata Football Academy. In those days, like I said, the only academy, and whoever was in Tata Football Academy, they all played for the national team in those days. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get selected, and I stayed there in academy for 6.5 years. Every year we used to go to Europe trip, play against the best players, young players. And when I turned 17 and a half, I signed for Mohun Bagan, and then I played for Indian national team for 12 years and 19 years for the for the club side. So and rest is a history after that. And 35, when I was 35, I retired and I started working as an assistant coach in the ISL. In the ISL, yes, and after that I became a president for the Players Association, and then I opened my own academy. Yeah.
So, how much is football? I remember in a conversation we had a few days ago, you told me that now for the young players it's quite viable. It's as to choose as a profession. Football as a profession has become quite viable now, right?
For professional, if
Hi,
you
can you
can
hear me?
play, yeah, can you hear me? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So if you can play professional football now, you can earn a good living. It's not like when we were young. My father never allowed me to play football because in those days playing football you cannot do much. But now if you are a good footballer playing for the national team, playing for the Indian Super League, you can make good money. So we all know, recently India played Bangladesh and we won 2-0. And those guys, the following that they have, the facilities that they're getting, so a lot of players, all the Indian national team players are earning more over 1 crore. So it's not bad at all for the football standard if you can play in the Indian national team or if you can play in Indian Super League.
That's admirable. Manipur has produced a lot of sportsmen, very good sports people. Is it because children get exposed to sports at a very early age?
Manipur produced the most number of sports person, not only in football, in boxing, in the athlete, weightlifter. There are many other sports people. There are good sports people in Manipur, and in football, we produce most number of players in international, in the club level also. So, but you can see the interest. You can see. I think that Manipur people love football, but more than that, I think they see sports to a way the way to a good life. I feel because in Manipur people see there is hardly any. If you talk about employment, you cannot get. Not everyone can get a be government employed. So that's the problem they face. And Manipur is one of the poorest state in India, one of the poorest states, and a lot of people are struggling. So these players, they do love football. Yes, they do play a lot of football, but on top of that, they want to earn quick. So if you play football and if you are really really good, you can start earning when you are 18 or 19. And if you are really good, you can earn a lot of money these days. So you can play for, if you are really really good, you can play in Europe. If you are not good for Europe, you can play in India and you can make good money. But there are a lot of players. There are a lot of players in Manipur, who are really working hard. And the only thing Manipur, I think, what we lack is that we don't have a proper academy till now. We don't have a proper residential academy till now. What big cities has got, like we talk about Tata Football Academy in those days. Now we have academies in Bangalore, academies in Chandigarh, academies in Goa, academy in Mumbai. So there are many academies all over India right now. Yeah, can you see me, sir? So there are many academies all over India right now, but Manipur, like I said, after I got retired, I worked as assistant coach in the ISL, Indian Super League for Pune, and then I worked for the TV channel. And after that, I realized, when we don't have where we can produce so many players, why don't we start a football academy from here? So if we start a football academy from here, the kids who are really, really good, they are playing outside Manipur, but, who are good, but they don't get that platform to join and other academies. So if we start a proper academy over here, it will be good for the players back home in Manipur, and it will only help Manipur football to grow. Like if you see Manipur players now in Indian team, there are 6 players playing in Indian national team right now. So you can imagine so many players from Manipur. It's not easy from such a small state from all over India, 6 players in Indian team. So now we can only do better if we, I don't know, it's not easy to open an academy. You need a lot of big investment. Like if you want to have a proper residential academy, we need good investor coming in. But I don't know why investor they are not looking this side. But if they do look, if they do invest, I think when you have so many talented players, we can have one of the best academy, and we can have many players who will play better than what we are doing now. It's just that we have to look at this side, and I will be happy if we can have Indian Super League team. So Northeast is quite big, and Northeast in Northeast, so many states are involved in Northeast, and there is one club called Northeast who is playing in the Indian Super League. It's in
Yeah.
Guwahati, but we need if Mizoram can have a ISL team, if Manipur can have a ISL team, if Sikkim can have a ISL team, it will be great, because the people, 30,000-40,000, I'm sure people will come up for every single match, and that will help develop the football in Manipur also. So I feel someday if we keep working hard, I'm sure someday we will be able to see a lot more great players coming from this side. The only thing is we have to work now.
Yeah, that again, all the best on that. You are
Yeah.
right now training a youth. You're training some training some young boys right now in football, right? I mean, you were before the lockdown.
Yeah, so I went, like I said, after I worked with Pune City for 2 years, and after 2 years working as an assistant to David Platt, who was the coach of Manchester City, I worked under him for 1 year, and after the Havas from Spain. So I worked under them for 2 years, and I realized that I want to start on my own. Yes, as a football player playing for so long, we need to learn something. We need to work as an assistant. After working for 2 years, I realized that I have to go back and start on my own so that I can get my own experience in coaching. So that's why I started my 3 years back. I've started my own academy, and so many players turn up. So we have players from at the age of 6, 7 to 18, 19 years old. We have 450 kids, and from 450 kids, we have selected elite 90 kids, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We have this 90 kids who are elite players who we train every single day. And those remaining from that 450, from that 90 remaining players, they train 4 days a week, and the other players, the elite players, train 6 days a week. So I've been me and my coaches. We have 12 more coaches, including me. We have been working really hard, and they all also played in international level, and all the coaches have also played in different clubs like Churchill, Mohun Bagan, East Bengal. So they're all retired, and they are doing coaching. So we all got together, and for last 3 years we have been working hard. And it's been a year now that the classic group have joined in. So from when I started as a Renedy football school. But for me to go on, it's not difficult to pay the coaches every single month. So it was difficult for me. So classic group, they were the men's sponsor of Neroka, who was in I League, who came in second in the I League. So they were looking after Neroka for 4 years, and taking Neroka to second spot. And then they are my good family friend. And Nauva, he's the director. He said, brother, why don't we join together and start an academy together? So yes, for 1.5 year now, my Renedy Football School has become a classic football academy.
Okay,
But
that's
we
very
but all
admirable.
the coaches, yeah, but all the coaches are the same. We try and do the same training. And so for the last 3 years, yes, we have been working really hard. And when we started, I think it's not easy at all, because the kids who stays 2 hours away from the ground, as we don't have a residential school, residential academy, so they have to come every day. Some of the players, they have to travel 1-2 hours to come for the training, and 1-2 hours back. And they all are from difficult background. But the football has to go on. But one good thing is those young kids who are from a very difficult background. There are 2 kids have already played in Indian Super League. So from nowhere, if you are really good, they have got a chance. So they are the example that for the rest to follow. That if these players can do it, the young players who are working really hard, I'm sure they will in another 1 or 2 years, they will be able to make it big. But the thing is, we have to keep working. Not all the players in the academy 450 will become the best player, but the hardworking ones. I'm
Some
sure
will.
in 1 or 2 years, they will become great.
Have they gone out to play? Have they gone out of the state to play?
Yeah, so two from academy called Rohan and Tomba. They have played in Indian Super League. They have played for East Bengal. So they are the example for all the other kids. So this academy, the under 18 players, we have under 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So these under 18 players, they have in last 3 years, like when they started, we didn't win at all. So now in last 1 year, we have played with all the big teams in Manipur. They have started winning. So that's the good sign. And yeah, and like I said, in 1-2 years, we will be ready to play to fight against any team in India.
That's good. That's a good. It's good to have that as a goal.
Yeah.
And I just want to touch on a last thing before we bid everybody farewell for the weekend.
Yeah.
Is a few days ago when we were talking, and you said that you were looking for a sponsor because you wanted to sponsor some of the breakfast so that the younger kids need the nutrition. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Usually, like I said, as Manipur, most of the people are from very difficult, especially the players. They are not from a well-off family, and for them, if you ask in the morning, sometimes we start at 6 o'clock, or sometimes we start at 7 o'clock. It all depends. But when you ask them what did you eat for breakfast, they don't have the money to eat. Sometimes they don't even have 20 rupees to come for training, because training is every day, right, throughout the year. And it's a difficult situation, and I would like to help everyone. I would like to have all the players who are struggling, but it's not easy from my side also. But me and my friends, we try and help them at least. Some of my friends, they are so good that they said, if you are having a problem, if there is good player, we cannot help all the players, but if they are talented players, and if you think that if giving breakfast every month, buying them breakfast every day for every month and year, it can help. If it can help, then we will surely help. So some of my friends are helping, and I spoke to you also. You said, Renedy, I will look into it. So it will be great. Like if any person, if they can come up and if they can at least organize a proper breakfast so that they can train well, and it will be great for the boys. Some of them, of course, they can buy their own breakfast, but some of them, they are struggling, and that's why we are trying to look after. And like I said, if people, if they can come up and help these kids who are really talented player. And I'm sure if we give good nutrition training for us, for me and my other coaches, we are trying to give the best training. We are trying. Sometimes we do visit their house. The boys are some players are staying far away from here, 2 hours away, 1 hour, half an hour. So distance, even during this pandemic, last 2 months there was no training. Last year for 5-6 months there was no training. So we try and visit the place, give them some food and some money to buy at least so that they can eat twice a day. Yeah, but they all are hardworking.
You have to be,
They all
do
are
you have a
hardworking
budget
players.
of, sorry, do you have a budget in mind of, have you worked out a budget of how much it would be for a child's breakfast per month?
For breakfast, like if you give oats, fruits, eggs, milk, I think that's good enough for breakfast. So 2,000 per person every month, for one player. It will help for breakfast. I'm not talking about lunch and dinner, but proper breakfast to have, oats, bananas, eggs, bread, and milk. So I think that will help. That will surely help the players for 2,000 per player. Yeah. So that's good enough for the breakfast, and others, I think we can help them. But these are the first thing, that proper nutrition before the training. I think that's a very important thing.
Yeah, that is. And rather out of curiosity, in your local cuisine, is there anything nutritious that the children can, access at home?
Yeah, see now, I try and say that we don't have to see now. If you are from a very difficult background, you don't have to eat chicken every day, right? So protein, there are many things. If you eat dal, if you eat soya bean, So there are, if you eat paneer also, you don't have to have meat every single day. If you can have eggs. So these are
What
things that
about
can mix it
fish?
up. We try to. Fish, of course, yes, but fish is expensive again, right?
Yeah,
So
there's fish
eggs,
in it.
protein,
Yeah, that's
I think, yeah, fish is expensive to have every single day. So if they can have egg, I think that's the best thing. At least that's why we try and give money to buy eggs every single day, so that at least they can, after proper training, they need to eat protein. So at least eggs is the best, the cheapest way
yeah,
to.
that's a
But
good
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Anyway, thanks so much for talking to us, Randy. Yeah, and all the best.
Thanks,
And
Julie.
like I said, we will put the word out, and we're going to get onto a get more information and try and help you out with the breakfast for the kids. Okay,
Yeah, thanks,
all the
Julie.
best.
Lovely
Thank you
talking
for
to you.
talking.
Thanks. Yeah. I don't know if you can see me, right? But I cannot see. I don't know.
I can see you
This is
very
the first
clearly.
time.
I'm going to send you a screenshot. I'm going to send you a screenshot
Oh,
of you. Yeah, you
okay.
can see that.
Thanks,
Okay,
Julie. Yeah,
and thanks
thanks. Yeah,
everybody for
thanks.
joining us. Have a good weekend and stay
Yeah,
safe.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Bye. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.